Okay, looks like we've been stable now for a couple minutes, and so let's get started. So good morning, everyone, or good afternoon to you folks that are not on the West Coast like myself. My name is Nathan Semper. I am an account executive here at CDI, and today we're going to be going over a Laserfiche records request workflow. Now, just to give you a little bit of background on myself, so I used to formerly work with Laserfiche, and I was actually on the team that helped Cities Digital become one of the partners on the Washington State contract. So I am not new to government workflows. I have demoed in front of hundreds of people workflows ranging from graffiti management or graffiti removal workflows to contracts management to today we're going to be going over a Laserfiche records request workflow. And that's going to be using Laserfiche Forms, the Laserfiche client, and a couple of the other Laserfiche all are ready. We're going to go ahead and move forward. Okay, so again, the name of the game for today is going to be following a workflow cycle from beginning to end. So what we essentially want to do with things like Laserfiche Forms is we want to stop the paper from where it starts, right? So we don't want fillable PDFs. We don't want anything that is going to create more paper, right? We want to stop the paper where it starts. So we're going to be going through a forms-based process. We're also going to be going to look at the status of our request as we go through it. We're also going to be using public portal records retrieval to go through and to actually get that file. There's a few different ways we can go about doing it, and I'll discuss those as we go along. We're also going to be going through how Laserfiche can use workflow to automatically let the constituent know that they have, gotten their file that they have requested. It looks like a small typo here. It's supposed to be FOIA and CPRA 62050 and 62053 compliance. And then we'll also be going over overall process metrics and how that works into Laserfiche. So most of the people that are here today are current CDI clients, but I just wanted to really, really briefly go over why CDI is one of the most apt VARs or to be able to go through and actually implement these workflows. So as you can see, the one great thing about CDI is that we're big enough to have a boilerplate for all these different workflows that you want to do. So it is not our first rodeo by any means. As you can see, we have many large counties, many small counties, and ultimately Laserfiche can go through and fit any of those sizes. And we've done workflows, again, anywhere from graffiti removal to contracts management to records request workflows. You name it, we've done it. We've been around the block, and then that also comes with the backing of a company like Laserfiche, right? So Laserfiche, of course, made their start in state and local government, so they have tons and tons and tons of different workflows. Also be going over, some of those boilerplate ideas in the business process library when we get into our live demonstration as well. So a little bit about the CDI team. Again, we're one of the top 2 solutions providers internationally. We have multiple regions, so I see some of you are from Texas. I'm personally from California. No matter what time zone you're in, we got you covered. And again, we have a full development staff. We're one of the most technically advanced resellers out there. So you really are in good hands when it comes to implementing some of these more advanced uses of Laserfiche. Okay, now let's go into our demonstration. Okay, so the first place that I want to start with this entire demonstration is, what does Laserfiche look like? How can I make it integrate into my own existing website, right? So we have a mock-up website of Long Beach, which is where Laserfiche has originally started. You can see here that we have all sorts of different links, so I can go to city records. Again, later I'm going to be showing you how you can just access a lot of these things directly. You don't even necessarily need to submit a formal request for these documents. So I'm going to go through, again, I'm going to have the links to these documents right here. The one link that I'm going to go to today is I'm actually going to go through a paid record request workflow. Again, we can make this paid, we can make it not paid, but I just wanted to show the full gamut of what we can do with Laserfiche and how that all works. So pretty simple, Nathan, Semper. And again, what I really love about Laserfiche Forms is that it works with the product through and through and through. So it's not like some other, really large manufacturers that throw their Forms product in with, with another product. And again, this is some of the differences between, say, like a SharePoint Forms and a Laserfiche Forms, is that Laserfiche Forms was built from the ground up to work with this product. So it works seamlessly. And again, you have the ability to go through, I can mask the numbers. So it goes through, and those of you who are a little bit more technically advanced, you'll know that Laserfiche writes to something called a SQL table, which is just basically a glorified Excel table. So as I go through with this form, it's going to go through and make sure that all of the information is prim and proper and saves to my table right the first time, every time. The key here is that Laserfiche takes this information and will use it over and over and over again. So say that there's an internal process, like an HR process that you all want to implement. Why have people fill out the same form over and over and over and over again when you can take that information from the SQL database, pre-fill it for, say, a constituent or just an employee of the county or city, and go from there. Another critical part here is that you'll see my fields are required. If I go through and I don't fill out an email address correctly, it's going to alert me and it won't let me submit my form. So again, I am opting not to have the actual document mailed to me. I'm going to go through an email process, again, going with the mantra of keeping this as paperless as possible. So I'm looking for the building permit for 998 West Broadway. So I'm going to go through and submit that form. Okay, let's just refresh that form really quick. It looks like okay. One more time. Okay, much better. I thought we were going to have a pretty big hiccup there, but it looks like we've recovered nicely, so that's good. So you can see here that that again, Laserfiche Forms is really nice because it lets me know if, as a constituent, hey, expect this within 7 days. You can even customize this to be whatever you'd like. So if you would like to put a specific if you'd like to put a specific email address or a specific phone number for this person to call and follow up, you can do that. Now, just really quickly, let's talk about what is the main purpose of this workflow, right? The main purpose of this workflow is that you don't have constituents and people of the city or county calling, inundating the city clerk's office with these types of requests. If you have this public facing, then essentially you put all of that legwork of the calling back and forth or the logistics behind getting a FOIA request completed, you put that on the constituent and you put it into an electronic form so it's easy and convenient for all parties involved. Now, let's switch gears a little bit and go to our inbox so we can see exactly how this looks. So this is your forms inbox. Now, again, the best part about a system like this is that you're not working within your Outlook inbox. You don't have to flag your emails and do all this sorts of stuff to keep all of your tasks oriented and on track. The best part is that I can see my unassigned tasks. I can see all of my completed tasks. So I can go through and see exactly what I've done, exactly what I haven't done, what's in progress, and a little bit later I'll actually show you how we can see all the different stages of those things. So let's go to the unassigned tasks, right? So department assignment. So what am I trying to do now? I'm trying to figure out exactly what department this needs to go to. I can see a summary of what's going on. I can see the comments that the person put. I can see the action history of what's gone on with this specific assignment. I can see what the priority is and how long it's taken for it to get to this point, right? Additionally, I can go through and assign it to other people on the team, or in this case, I'm assigning it to myself. You can also put due dates, print it out, all sorts of different things. So like I said, in this case, we're going to go ahead and assign it to myself. And I'll exit out. And then we'll be able to see my open task. And then when I open my task, I will then be able to assign it to a specific department. Now, one great part about this is that, let's say I have this task on my desk, I go on vacation, completely forget about my task at hand and what I have to do, and I need to have an automatic timer that releases it back out to the team. I can do that. Or from my mobile device, I can go through and release it back out, because Laserfiche, again, is available on your mobile device. It's available on your web browser. So you have the ability to go through and really dynamically work with the team. Now, these things are incredibly important, especially post-COVID, because a lot of us are working remote. Who knows if we'll have to work remote in different capacities in the future. I hope not. But having the ability to be able to work as a team, and especially since I can't just go over and walk over to somebody's cubicle and say, hey, can you go ahead and take this off my desk? I can just do this remotely, and I can do it in a quick and easy way. So I'm going to go ahead and assign it to building, and I say, please fulfill this request immediately. Submit. And one other thing that I want to show you all is that there's some email notifications that will come along the way, and let's check those out. Okay, so we'll see hello building department, new request, 998 West Broadway. Let's go ahead and fill this out. Another quick thing, just for you all who are a little bit newer to Laserfiche, we have really nice Office 365 plugins or Office plugins that allow us to be able to go through, save things to and from our email inbox, take off attachments and save them directly to Laserfiche, have hot folders that we can go through and directly save things to Laserfiche. So fully integrated with your Office 365 environment, or Office environment rather. So one thing to remember about these emails is that these are fully configurable. So just because you see an email that looks the way that I have it right now doesn't mean that it necessarily has to be that way. Again, you can also just directly approve or deny things within the email. We can go through and really configure this to exactly how you all would like it. So let's open the task and forms. And now we can see the requester information. I can, expand and contract this. I can go through and even view a web version of Laserfiche directly within the form, so iframe within the form. I was having some issues with this earlier, but let's try it again. And again, like I said about Laserfiche, the great part about it is even if one isn't working, I can go through and directly jump into my Laserfiche client, look through building permits. Oh, what's that? Street number 998, go through, look at the metadata, find, okay, so this is record ID 2589, real easy, go through, copy, paste, add the record ID. The system will automatically update the record name for me so it knows what record it's looking for. Record found, please distribute. All right, and you see task has been completed. Again, I'm going to go back to my completed tasks and I'll see exactly what I've done, what I haven't done. So we'll see that this really happened in 3 different ways, right? So it first started with my constituent requesting the record. It then went to the department assignment of, okay, now it's on building. Then it went to building, then saying, okay, so I need to go down and track down the record because it's within our record file system. Track down the record, and now it's back on the constituent to issue payment for this request. And again, you don't necessarily have to have the payment. I just thought it was really nice to be able to show how you could do that. So estimated total cost, 15 cents per page. We'll go in and let's go ahead and pay our bills. We can see here 15 cents. We can either put in a card number or pay with PayPal. Just for demo purposes, we're going to pay with PayPal. Okay, cool. You can see here my credentials have been put in, submit the payment, and then from here we'll get a follow-up email with the actual link to our document. So from here, I'm going to go through, refresh, and we should have the link to our document. Now, again, these workflows can work however you'd like. So there's 10 different ways to go about doing it. In this specific workflow, what we have is we've now opened up a link to this constituent to go through and access the file directly through what's called Laserfiche Web Link, which is Laserfiche Public Portal. And just like that, here's my building permit. I can go through, I can look at this. Looks like they've even given me the rights to go through and print as a PDF, which is great. You see here, again, I have it set here in link, but what I can also do is just directly embed a PDF into this email. If the constituent is paying for it, I would assume that they'd probably want something to that effect. But again, the options are limitless here. Another option is, let's just say that these building permits should be public knowledge already. So maybe they shouldn't even necessarily be submitting a specific request. This is what Laserfiche Web Link looks like. So I could go through and search for 998. Let's just search for 998 and see what comes up. And we can see that building permit right there. It's using Laserfiche's OCR reading to go through and find this building permit directly. So again, that's another option for those that are savvy enough to go through and find it. We see that it's used the Laserfiche fields to be able to go through and do that. And that was a pretty darn quick search. with hundreds of thousands of documents within this repository. So you can even go through and, of course, physically browse. And we can go to our city records, building permits, city budgets, city council minutes, policies, research library, all of it is at your disposal. And then, of course, that initial public records request is right there. So if the constituent can't find it, link them directly back to that. Or a specialized search for building permits. So all they have to do is street name. And that should have come up, but again, maybe the other search was a bit more broad. I think it probably needs all of these, and I don't have that information top of hand. And of course, city council minutes that they need to go and search for that. So that gist of the actual workflow itself. Now I want to show you all, a little bit of the behind the scenes, what's happening here, and some of the really great stuff that Laserfiche can help with from an administrative level. So let's go through and look at the process metrics. So I think that this is one of the best parts of Laserfiche. Again, there's a lot of chatter around Microsoft Power BI and some of these tools to go through, even crystal reports and things of that nature to go through and do these process metrics. Now, look at this. I can see how many requests are on time, how many are due within 24 hours, how many are overdue. I can see who's been doing these tasks the most. I can go through and of course see what department this falls on over and over and over again. So the process metrics are something that I think are really, really valuable and bring Laserfiche from just the records retention storage, just a kind of a simple filing cabinet to the new age workflow machine that it really is. Oh, one thing before I forget, I did want to show you all exactly where that all ended up. So those of you that are familiar with the Laserfiche let's actually get all the way out. Those of you that are familiar with Laserfiche records management will recognize these record series folders, but I did want to touch on them briefly. And we can see here that within our city records and within our public records requests, that it's saved directly into a prim and proper file. So public record request, Nathan Semper, it named it correctly. It knows that I have to retain this for 3 years. It saved a full record of that request. So again, everything involved with that payment status is confirmed. So we can see everything that has gone along with this specific document and where it's come from, where it's gone. And that's the really nice part about Laserfiche is that we can go through and I don't have to manually apply that record series to it. It's automatically gone through and done that on a transparent basis. It's automatically put it into my public records request. No manual work needed to do that. Okay. Now I want to also go back and look a little bit into the design process of this. What do these workflows look like? One thing that some of you may be asking yourselves is, is this process right for me? Is this something that really fits for me? So the great part about Laserfiche is that this is all really, really highly configurable. So let's go ahead and look behind the scenes as to what that looks like. So this is your Laserfiche process diagram. So again, it's a really simple flowchart. The reason why we know if something is still in new records requests or in department assignment or in the records retrieval is because we can see exactly what stage these things are on. And now this was not a complicated workflow, but it went through a lot of different stages. It went through at least 3 different approval processes. It had to go to a specific department. But relatively, Laserfiche makes this really easy with its graphical user interface, with the ability to drag and drop things. If I need to go through and put an email notification It's that easy. Start an email notification. It's drag and drop. And the main takeaway here is maybe you're not going to be designing all your own specific workflows for your organization, but if you can at least explain it to us in these specific terms, then it makes our job a lot easier, and we can then spend more time getting the process exactly right rather than having to custom code things or custom design things. Again, with this process metrics, you can even go through and see maybe where some hot points on this specific chart are. So we can see maybe this is where the task load has a lot of pending tasks, or maybe it's on another part of the specific workflow. So another cool tool that you can go through and do. Now, another part that I wanted to go through is the actual form design itself. So again, Laserfiche makes it really, really easy on us. And let's take a look at that request submission. And we can go through, again, first name, last name. Let's just say that I need an email address. I drag and drop an email address over. It's that easy. So, all of these things make it easy on us, make it easy on you. If you want to take your own crack at designing a form and then have us finish it up, or if you want to at least be able to know what the background looks like so you can explain it to us, that's the best part and the biggest advantage of this. Now, one final thing that I wanted to go over, so you can see just some of the technical things. You can do lookup rules, error messages, even go all the way to custom coding with CSS and JavaScript. And one final point that I want to make before we go to the Q&A session of our demonstration is I wanted to show you all the business process library. So again, I told you that, CDI, we have all these boilerplates for all these different workflows that make it really, really easy for us to go in and help you all do things that are specific to your organization. Now, so Laserfiche has also made this really nice. They have over 150 pre-configured workflow activities directly within the Laserfiche Forms repository. So anything from building permits to pet licenses, liquor licenses, you name it, contract approval processes. So between Laserfiche and CDI, we really make it easy on you to go through and to start these workflows. That's what we ultimately want you to do is, maximize the ROI of your Laserfiche system and ultimately be able to, utilize it in such a way that you guys are running smoothly, running smarter, and again, getting that best bang for your buck. Okay, I'm going to go through and throw up my final slide. And we can go through and ask some questions. So again, if any of you all need to take off, hopefully I gave you a little bit of your time back. This is a relatively short demonstration, but if you have any questions, that's what I really wanted to open it up to, because sometimes those questions can take quite a while. And here's my contact information if any of you want to contact me directly with those questions. So again, thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it. I hope you got a little bit of something from today. Please go to our YouTube channel. We have this demonstration and much, much more. And again, if you have any questions, let me know. But yeah, just some clarification there. Please use the question tab in your GoToMeeting to actually ask a question to me, as I cannot hear you over the voice questions. And it doesn't look like we have any questions quite yet, but if you all had any, then I will stick around for at least a couple more minutes. And again, like I said, feel free to take down my personal information if you wanted to ask something directly to me, or if you wanted a little bit more information via email, then just let me know, and I'd be happy to do so. Okie dokie. Well, thank you for everyone that came. I really appreciate it. I'm going to go ahead and sign off. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to contact me directly. And thank you for your time. Bye now.